John with PT, Dan Sandler Training. How are we doing, Dan?
Hey, John. Great. Thank you.
Excellent. Let's talk about closing. How do you feel about
Well, we have to close. The question is, what do we mean by close?
it? Yes,
So
let's start there.
I think in most salespeople's world and management's world, to the salespeople, that means get a sale, get a yes.
Yes.
And I'll challenge that to say it also could mean get a no. Either way, we close.
Yes.
So then knowing that, what do we do with it? Well, here's the problem. If we're trying to get that yes, we get so emotionally involved in that, especially if we spent a long time working on this opportunity. We've had many meetings, we've done a lot. Right now, we're really emotionally involved because we're spent all this time and effort. Or maybe it's a big deal and we're looking at the money we could make off of that. We get all emotional.
Sure.
When we become emotional, we do stupid things because we want the sale. So let's flip this over. What if we go for a no? And this is the reverse psychology. If I'm intellectual, not emotionally involved, and I'm trying to get you, the buyer, to tell me no, then I don't do stupid stuff.
Yes.
And I can still be very professional and very much an expert. But the magic of what happens then is the buyer wants it more because I'm not trying to sell them.
Yep.
And they, as a result of them wanting it more, I make more sales. And so that would be the first thing that I would say is the psychology of it is get intellectual, not emotional, and go for the no.
There we go. So the second thing that we talked about is how closing has changed over the last 30 years, give or take. When I started in sales, you closed hard and you were relentless. And it was anything from they walk out to you get kicked out and then you've kind of done your job. It was really silly at the time, but that reality, that's what played out. Closing today is different, similar intense, but there's, I think, we try to move towards more of an artistic way of closing, if you will, less science, more art. So can you talk about that evolution a little bit and some of the approaches that can be utilized today that are very effective?
There's some owners and managers I talked to today that tell their salespeople always ask for the business, always ask for the order. That used to work really well in the 1980s and even the 1990s, and it doesn't work anymore. Nobody wants that pressure anymore. There's too many other options for people to buy. So the only close that we teach in Sandler is this: what would you like to do now? It's a very open-ended question. The buyer can say, be done, or the buyer could say, well, I guess I signed something, let's go.
Yeah.
So having said that, the key today is doing more work before you get to the close.
Yeah.
Uncovering pain, uncovering budget, uncovering decision-making process, doing a presentation that addresses all of that, then the close is easy. It used to be uncover very little and go for the hard close.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and it goes all the way back to the upfront contract and yes and no. We're now at that stage of yes or no. And we've talked a lot about this. No is okay. It really is. There's so many salespeople though that have this pipeline that's based on well, they haven't told me no, but you also didn't tell them it was okay to tell you no. So that's a whole different problem. But yeah, have that process front to back. And then when you get to the closing phase, it's a different conversation on many realms. To your point, it can start with that. Okay, so where do we go from here? Or what do we do next? Or what do you want to do next, more specifically? But you've done all the behaviors that lead that person to then saying, let's move forward or go away. And I'm no longer chasing. They're no longer in my pipeline, one way or the other.
Summarized would be qualify hard, close easily.
There we go. On that note, see you again tomorrow.
All right, get out of here.